Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today, well, it's the weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, September 9th, National Wiener Schnitzel Day. Have we ever had Wiener Schnitzel?
I have not.
That's something we should try. Share Your Care Day and National Teddy Bear Day. Also, Sunday, September the 10th, National TV Dinner Day. I haven't had one of those in years.
I haven't either.
Back when I was a kid, when they were in like the metal.
I used to love them.
I kind of did too.
I liked the one that had the brownie.
Yeah. National Swap Ideas Day, National Pet Memorial Day, National Hug Your Hound Day, and National Grandparents Day this weekend. So get out there and celebrate with your grandparents. Also, if you're looking for places to go celebrate, holy cow, this lady, they literally have written the book on this. Great Outdoors USA. They have a bunch of places. It's the top 20 places in all 50 states in the United States. And there's a lot of fun things. I'm flipping through. I got this giant book. Heidi took it from me. She's like, that's going to go on our coffee table.
That's a nice coffee table book.
It's a good-looking book. Great Outdoors USA. We'll chat with her all about it in a bit.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Maybe you've seen a man being told by a significant other to grow up. Well, here's the thing. Men don't grow up. Not until they're 40 anyway, according to the University of Oxford. They did a study which looked into the differences in maturity and development between men and women. The results showed that although the brains of both women and men have the same potential to function in everyday life, men often exhibit some delay in long-term development and functional networks compared to women. That can continue for up to about 40 years. So the study showed that in many cases, men's brains do not fully develop until they are 40. What is my excuse?
I was just going to ask that, actually.
Way beyond that. So trying to think, did it seem like I grew up a little bit at 40 or not really?
No.
I'm going to just say some of these studies don't apply to all of us. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. What a weird thing. Heidi, did you know? Scientists say they've been able to recreate what mummies smell like. What? Why? The journal Scientific reports...
Gwyneth Paltrow making a candle?
They say that they managed to identify and recreate the scent of a tincture used in the mummification of a noblewoman of ancient Egypt circa 1450 BCE. The not-so-gnarly balm was made of beeswax, plant oil, fats, bitumen, I don't know what that is, pinea resins, balsamic substance, and damar of pistacia tree resin. All of this stuff is easy to just get at the supermarket if you got to look in the weird aisle. But the smell of ancient figure is re-engineered and will be on display at the Musgard Museum in Denmark this fall, labeled The Scent of Eternity. So, you ever wonder what a mummy smells like?
Not at all, no.
We don't know everything, but now, for some weird reason, we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Batman is coming back to theaters much sooner than anybody thought. Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy will be returning to showcase cinemas next month in honor of Batman Day, which is September 16th. Oh, that's this month. So this story is a bit old, apparently. So September 16th, the theater chain will host a screening of all three films, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. So September the 16th is when some theaters are going to do that, not all. Nick Cannon's brother, Gabriel, admits that he'd be hard-pressed to name all 12 of his famous brother's kids. So I got to tell you, I come from a family of 6 kids. I've got them all memorized. I know most of my brothers and sisters.
I know your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I know all of them. But yeah, when there's 12, that would get kind of tough. So anyway, if you want to read more, there's more to that story if you want to read it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Artificial intelligence, also known as AI, can now be used to predict how healthy you will be later in life at the press of a button. Yeah, researchers from Edith Cowan University in Australia have created AI software that can quickly analyze your bone density and scan it to predict the risk of future health conditions, including cardiovascular disease and dementia. It does this by detecting a buildup within the abdominal aorta walls, and it can also indicate a person's risk of heart attack, strokes, falls, fractures, and late-life dementia. The new
Which
software
will also make you uninsurable. So that's a great idea.
Maybe that's what they're aiming for here,
Yep.
really. The new software, by the way, can analyze roughly 60,000 images in a day, in one day. That's a lot of images in a day.
Yikes.
Researchers say this development may lead to new approaches for early cardiovascular disease detection and disease monitoring. So you bring up a really good point, Heidi. If I utilize this device to do this scan, and it comes back and says, oh, hey, by the way,
Yep.
you are high at risk of this and this and this. If I don't have the proper insurance to cover those things, will that now be a pre-existing condition?
Yeah, you bet it will.
Would it be, though? It's a pre-existing future condition. A pre-existing future potential condition.
But your insurance would be higher because now this thing has said you're probably going to have this. So, yes.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but
Yeah. I'm not doing it. I
Again,
can tell you that much.
the thing that's interesting, I'm on the fence because maybe this technology will save lives. You know, if it helps people know ahead of time that, oh, hey, I should do this and I can avoid these things. So that would be good. But yeah, that's kind of a scary thing if it's going to put you in a position where, hey, good news, bad news. Actually, it's all bad news. You've got this
There
and
is
you're
no
not
good
covered.
news.
Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Allyson Johnson is our guest, and we're going to talk about a new book, Great Outdoors USA. There's 1,000 ideas of things to do, and these are kind of scattered all over the U.S., right?
Absolutely. We have 20 adventures in every state, and we span the whole region of the state so that there should be something within 2 to 3 hours of you wherever you live. Or if you want to take a road trip to someplace new, we have ideas for you there too.
That is a whole lot of adventures. How did you compile this list?
It is a lot of adventures. We had a team of 8 National Geographic travel writers out on the road researching this one. A lot of them have lived extensively in these states, and they all experienced these adventures firsthand. So they were well vetted, well researched. And we really wanted to find a good variety of adventures in every state that both span the season, so you have something to do in the summer, fall, winter, and spring, but also spans the type of adventurer you are. So that could mean you're just someone looking for a casual stroll in a botanical garden, or you're more extreme and you want to go rock climbing or zip lining. We really cover the gamut and what you can do outside. and wanted that variety in there so that everyone can find something that appeals to them within these pages.
And as I flip through this book, I see some things are adventures for thrill seekers where you need to be pretty fit to get out and do those, but there's some others that are kind of for people of all ages and all abilities.
There really is. You know, one example in Massachusetts, there's a Heritage Museum and Gardens in Sandwich. It's 100 acres of botanical gardens. That's great for seniors who wanted to go just enjoy the outdoors, get some fresh air, see some beautiful flowers. And then families can go there too, because there's a whole area that's a nature-inspired play area called Hidden Hollow. So it's really meant for all ages and all fitness levels. So we have adventures like that in this book so that you don't have to be the thrill seeker looking to go bungee jumping to enjoy the adventures within the book.
Okay, I'm going to ask a tough question now, Allyson. As you flip through this book, because you're pretty familiar with it, is there an adventure or two in here that you would say was maybe like the weirdest adventure in the book?
You know, there are definitely different adventures. I would say more so there's a lot that surprised me. So, for instance, in Bentonville, Arkansas, I wasn't expecting the mountain bike capital of the United States to be in Arkansas, but there it is with 322 plus miles of trails and a whole cycling community there. And then in Kansas, there's a birding paradise in Cheyenne Bottoms that's named a globally important bird area that has more than 356 species of birds. So it wasn't that there were any weird ones in there, but there were places that surprised me and what they had to offer and places that I didn't expect these things to be.
Again, the book is called Great Outdoors USA. There's 20 adventures per state times 50 states, so 1,000 things to do in the USA. So were there some states where maybe it was hard to find 20 things, or did you have to kind of whittle it down in most states?
You know, it was the latter. I was worried there would be states that we were struggling to find things. But in the end, you know, these writers were sending me 40 to 50 adventures in every state, and it became difficult to choose which ones we would narrow it down to. So it really came down to choosing where they were so that everyone has something nearby, and that variety of both seasonal and expertise levels in the mix. So really every state had so much to offer that the struggle became, how do we get it down to just 20?
So Allyson, you guys could already come out with a follow-up book, Great Outdoors USA, 1,000 additional adventures.
Absolutely. We definitely could do that. And, I think one might be in the works.
Well, I love this. And I got a copy of the book here. What an amazing book. First of all, National Geographic, everything you guys touch, you make sure it looks amazing. And this is not only a nice looking book, but it's filled with so many fun ideas for things to do. So if you've got a copy of this book, you could never ever say, I'm bored, there's nothing to do. There's so much to do all around you.
There is. There's so much to do. And, this is a great one. You want to take a cross-country road trip. You can really map it out by hopping across the state borders and trying a different adventure in every state. And honestly, the National Geographic photography within the book will just inspire you to go see some of these incredible places. And it's beautiful. If you can't get there for a bit, you can travel from your armchair until you can get there. But it's definitely a bucket list worthy book.
I love that. And with 1,000 different adventures, you could stay busy for about 20 years if you wanted to do all of the adventures inside this book.
You can. 20 years of activities right in one book.
Well, Allyson, thank you so much for compiling this, and thank you for taking the time to chat with us all about it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Again, our guest today has been Allyson Johnson, and the book is called Great Outdoors USA. I've got a link to it, so you can find it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Prop money used for films in the United States must be one-sided only and less than 75% in scale, or more than 50% in the size of a real banknote.
Huh.
So if you ever see, prop money in a film that's the right size, then apparently that's real money. Although I've seen real money seen prop money that size, and then it says right on there that it's a prop. It's like printed on there.
Okay.
Have you seen that before?
Yeah, I guess.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A study concluded that spending money on others yielded more happiness than spending money on yourself.
I agree with that.
I agree completely with that. Especially if it's somebody you like. If you're spending money for somebody you don't like.
Why would you spend money on somebody you don't like?
Know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The names of hurricanes are established years in advance and reused unless a storm is particularly devastating. If there's like a really big storm, then they quit using that name. All right, several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. People who bring reusable bags to grocery stores are more likely to buy this. What is it?
Jeez, I have no idea.
Junk food. Yeah.
Oh.
People who bring reusable bags to the grocery store are more likely to buy junk food.
Yeah, I totally disagree with that.
I don't know how they came up with that. I have no idea. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. There must be a whole bunch more interesting things to do in New York City than this, but the city apparently has a major rat problem, several sightings of rats, and the rodent issue to some latest must-visit attraction for some people. Tour guides are now selling out tours to notoriously rat-infested sites.
What?
Yeah, rat tourism is becoming a boom industry. The new fad started in New York by a resident named Kenny Ballwork, who began uploading videos of rats running around the city to his TikTok account and then live streamed the vermin in action. The stream became a hit with over 10,000 viewers watching live.
Wow.
Soon, he began receiving inquiries from tourists in New York saying, "Hey, can you take me to see all these rats?" So I just...
Alrighty then. Hey.
Good
for him, man.
If there's a way to somehow profit on the backs of dirty, rotten rats, do it. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. NFL season revved back up, and there's a group that asked readers, what is your fantasy football creative punishment for coming in last place? Somebody said loser has to go skydiving. There's several on the list. Another one says last year I had to dig a hole 5 feet by 5 feet, just like in the movie Holes. Okay. Why? My friend and I met these guys in Central Park who made the loser dress up as Popeye and give boat rides to strangers. And another one said last year at a couples league, the winner got to name the loser's firstborn child. Wow.
Oh,
I'm glad I'm not a fan of football. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. Now your quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from Benny Hill. Did you watch the Benny Hill show?
I did.
So Benny's been gone a while, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I can say this, because I don't know if this would be popular to say nowadays. Benny Hill said, have you noticed that all of the people in favor of birth control are already born? He's got a point there, really.
I have.
Yeah, he's got a point, but I was like, I don't know if you can say that kind of thing anymore. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I don't know how I feel about these kind of things. I like it. It's neat. But I also kind of just wonder about this. Here's the headline. Community rallies for beloved Starbucks manager and raises $40,000 for a new car. So that's cool. Let's read this here. And then I'll tell you the part where I'm going, I just don't know about all this stuff. An inspiring turn of events. A Starbucks employee in West Virginia is feeling overwhelmed by the support and generosity of her community after they rallied together to help her secure a new car. She's been at a Starbucks there at the Marshall University. She had a major setback when her old car was broken into and trashed last week. Somebody stole the catalytic converter and just destroyed the car. They were like, well, I can't really drive that car now. And somebody came up with the idea of, how about we do a GoFundMe? They hope to raise $5,000. Well, they raised over $40,000. Donations poured in all over the place. Karen always made me smile when I came into Starbucks every day. She knew my name and my order by heart. She really cared about everyone who came through those doors. When I graduated, she gave me the biggest hug and made me a promise to come back and visit. I love you, Karen, one donor wrote. Karen saw me through grad school with a hug and a smile on her face every day. I hope she knows the impact of her presence that she makes on people. Nearly 10 years since I've seen her, but I still remember her fondly. So she's been there a long time.
Right.
So the campaign, again, beginning of September was over $40,000. I'm going to click on here and see if maybe I can get an update. I don't know. It's not opening. But anyway, over $40,000 beginning of September, which that's a lot of money. Here's the part where I go, I don't know what to think about this kind of thing. Again, if they were trying to raise $5,000, what happens to all that extra money then? Because that's an extra.
Well, that was the goal that they had. I mean,
know.
it all goes to her still. It's not like they're going to take it and give it to somebody else.
Well, that's where I was just kind of wondering if they needed a certain amount. So again, and it sounds like she was a beloved person. Like a lot of people just think she's pretty cool, which is good. So it's kind of like giving her. She's a barista. It's like giving her a tip. It's like a little
big
virtual tip. Very big tip. Yeah. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.